Let's see if
Yeah,
this connects. 3, 2, 1. I believe we are live. Say something real quick. I want to make sure your audio is coming through.
hello, hello.
Yep. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the StarCrossed Gamers. I don't have the background music running, and I don't think it's there. But I'm
No,
Baron J six
we're
seven,
professionals. And I am Johnny.
and oh no, there is no background music because I didn't set it up. Let's go. So Johnny,
Yes, sir.
the forest now evolved to Sons of the Forest. What does this
Yeah.
game mean to you? What do we
Well,
what is this? I think the real question of tonight, if I'm being completely honest with everyone, and for those watching us on YouTube, what you're seeing here is the forest, not Sons of the Forest. I know I put Sons of the Forest images in the thumbnail, and I also know I put Sons of the Forest as the gameplay that's going to be tied to this, or the game that's tied to this. It's because we're talking about Sons of the Forest, but we have to start with the origin, and we have to start with what we have captured in terms of gameplay, where both of us and the StarCrossed Gamers are currently running with and had experience with, which was the Forest. But
it's you can blame me. I don't own the game yet.
no. All good, all good. I just want the world to know that there's a beginning.
Yeah.
Um, and it starts with a plane crash, and then it goes
You have
completely bonkers from there.
right. You have to you have to walk before you can run.
Yeah, and then you have to crawl before you can walk. Oh, the volume is low. Hold on, let me see. Do 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 do. That is an easy fix.
Professionals.
Professionals. It's what we do. But yeah. So, let us know how the volume is now. Um, but so I have been playing Sons of the Forest. But the
Yeah.
overall question of tonight, the
Mm-hmm.
main question that truly needs to be asked, is this another game that Baron is going to kick to the wayside in about a couple weeks?
That's a good question.
I, I'm a firm believer in enjoying games. I talk about this conundrum all the time. You hear a lot of gamers, especially within my age bracket, they often talk about having the funds to buy all the games they want, but not having the time to play them. Um, I wonder because things are sacrificed. I haven't been playing Hogwarts Legacy. I haven't been playing Gatewalkers. I haven't been playing as much Persona 5. I haven't been playing Pokemon. Glock and holster. I mean, not sword and shield. What is this one? Um, Motorcycle and jet ski. Um, I. So things are sacrificed.
Yeah.
I first off, shout out to the Four Directions crew. I've been running this over there with Mutation and Tiny Robot and Hippo and Juby and them. I've been running with that crew over there, and we've been getting into some dramatic situations. And what's cool is I tend to always fall into a group where I don't have to build, so it's awesome for me because I get to just fight, harvest, explore, fight, hunt turtles. and throw meat on fire. So I get to live this horrible, horrible, nightmarish dream. But I wonder if having more accountability buddies for a title will keep me rooted in said game. But, and I'll give Johnny a chance to talk eventually after I finish my soliloquy. I have a bad habit of playing games that don't have a quote unquote ending. Now, apparently, the first one had an ending. There's a full story there. Yeah. It's not just a sandbox experience. And this one kind of takes up a little bit after that previous. The Sons of the Forest takes up some time after the events of The Forest, which I probably will never know the events unless I go watch it on YouTube. And then I've been thrown in Bannerlord. Then I've been thrown in Battlefield. And then I updated my Quest 2 and was playing No Man's Sky. There is not enough minutes in the day.
It's a hard life to, figure this all out.
The gamer first world problems are something else. I swear. But yes, Johnny. So, you remember The Forest. I believe you spent way more time in it than I did.
A fair bit, but I didn't beat the game or anything.
Okay. What do you think of all the success? And what do you think about my chances of continuing to play this game?
Well, when it comes to whether or not you're going to hit the end screen, we know how Baron plays games.
Yes.
I remain skeptical whether or not we're going to hit the end credits here, but I think you'll still have fun. Because if it's like anything like the gameplay loop or whatever of the original, because we had fun, as you're seeing here on the footage. It's a good game, The Forest. Yeah. And they had it figured out pretty early. The Forest is not a new game, it's been out for a few years now, and so I think it'll have some staying power here with Baron's attention, but I think Bannerlord's ultimately gonna trump everything,
So, let me tell you what threw me off about Sons of the Forest. This is our early access game, folks. So Sons of the Forest just released, I want to say a couple days ago. I don't even think it's been out a full week yet. Maybe 3 days. And it's already sold like millions of early access copies. But the AI in this game is terrifying.
Of course.
It's some of the best AI that I've experienced in just about any game. And and of course there's like glitchy moments because it at its core it's still a video game, right? But we were trying to figure out a way to destroy this body, because in the game you can burn up bodies of your enemies, which are the island dweller, who are mutated people who are just absolutely like disfigured and weird and wear body parts as armor. Freaking cannibals to the max. But we're trying to figure out how to burn this body of the Slinky Man. That's what we dubbed him, the Slinky Man. He basically is like a cat dog of two humans. And he like slinkies around chasing you and killing you and destroying your base. But I was joking with the Four Direction team as we're trying to figure out how to burn this body, because this is the one body we couldn't figure out how to burn. And I was like, man, wouldn't it be crazy as we're sitting here like kicking and basically mutilating this body? wouldn't it be crazy if we like turn around and all of his crew and his people was there watching us and waiting to catch us and kill us? So after I said that, not even a full 30 seconds later, I walk around our small shack of a building to go and start harvesting trees to make another fire. And all of a sudden, I look through the tree line, and I guess my reticule like registered over the enemy, and they started maneuvering. Like they recognized that or at least they thought I saw them, but I did not see them. I only seen them like as a real person once they started moving. And there was about 6 evil, well armored, well armed individuals, including a giant dude in a gold mask and a club. And it turned into an epic battle, which we kind of lost, but due to the power of video game regeneration, we eventually won. But it got so chaotic that the gold masked giant dude ran into the fire and grabbed one of the bodies that was burnt, that we were trying to burn for the bones, and he grabbed it, looked at us, and then threw the flaming body at us.
Oh, that's terrible.
Bro. And then like it was just such like it like put the ribbon on the game. Like, oh yeah, this is dope. Like this, even though this is absolutely terrifying, even though this is absolutely like I'm scared crapless, and the only reason I'm not like I'm holding it together is because there's so many people. It was like 5 of us, so I'm okay. But I don't think I've seen AI move. I guess the closest thing I could say to that would be like the most recent Resident Evil like monsters, like your Nemesis and your Lady Dimitrescu or and Mr. X, like kind of just walking around and hunting you. But that's, in my opinion, in a more closed off space versus what's happening here in this game. It was jarring. Like they legit were plotting and planning and ready to catch us when we were not paying attention.
That sounds familiar.
And I like it's I'm trying not to be super dramatic, but it caught me off guard, and it was creepy as hell. Like to be plotted against in an open world game.
By the AI of all things.
Yeah, it'd be different. Like exactly. Okay, it felt like we were playing against people.
It's like hardcore Rust, except it's not other players.
Yes, that's yeah, that's the best description, because like if they couldn't immediately get a hold of us, they started wrecking our camp. Like if it wasn't a viable option to get us, they just started destroying everything. And
How aggressive were they?
Not extremely aggressive. They actually prefer to catch you, like to kind of show, like if you only run into one of them, depending on what type, right? There's like these monkey men dudes who are just covered in mud and they kind of crawl around and just remind me of the flying monkeys, except they don't fly, and they kind of run around and trail you. And then you have like your basic soldier guys. They'll have like face paint and a club, and those dudes, they'll look at you and like try to bait you into the forest. And it's a creepy thing. So like you'll run out, and then all of a sudden you're surrounded, and then you have the armored guys. So it's like these dudes are wearing like flesh armor, and their faces and chest and arms and legs will be covered in like flesh sacks. And it and you gotta like fight through their armor. So yeah, like you're looking at us fight a basic zombie dude here in the first the forest. But I just I've been yeah, yeah. I it takes a couple of arrows. I shot one of the gold masked giant dudes in the head. Good clean headshot. I came across a gun and put a nice headshot in him, and he fell, and I thought that was it. Oh yeah, they pretend to be dead.
Oh no.
Yeah, bro. They and then when you die, I don't. It's almost like you're not dead. They kind of just knock you unconscious and put you in different scenarios to die. So the weirdest place I've woken up was tied to the bottom of a lake.
Oh my God, what?
Yeah. And I had my knife on me and I was able to cut myself out. And then the second weirdest place I woke up was tied up on a pike in a camp, like getting ready to be eaten. And I had an opportunity
Uh,
to cut myself out, grab my backpack, and run for dear life.
what kind of Kenshi like stuff is going
Yes,
on in
there
this
you
game?
go. There you go. Very much Kenshi. I will say a lot of Kenshi moments, except I have complete control over, it's not like a simulated here's a direction to go and hopefully it works. Like, no, it's me controlling it. Dude. Oh, Yobi, fame, appreciate you guys. Everybody else who's here, much love. But yeah, Sons of the Forest is no joke. The combat feels good. I feel like there's a way to better use the bow and arrow. I don't know if I'm just using it wrong. I feel like you I feel like I'm not getting enough power with it, and I don't know if it's like something extra I need to do, or it's simply because it's not a good bow and it only shoots so far, so you get what you can out of it. Or maybe it has to, like, I don't know if that has to do with the arrows I'm using, because I've only used cheap stone crafted arrows. I came across a 3D printer and printed out some higher quality arrows, but of course I haven't used them yet. You know me, I'll probably never use them. It
This
man.
3D printed arrows?
Yeah. So I have a 3D printed flask. I have a 3D printed mask that allows me to kind of blend in with the bad guys, but you can only use it temporarily. And then I have a I think those are the only 3D printed items I have. The mask, the arrows, and the flask. Yes, that's all I got.
It,
Um
it really feels like there's just an upgrade in this game to capacity of what you can do.
yeah, bro, the crafting is pretty cool. The base building that I really don't take part in is it's definitely a part of the game, and the people I've been running with, they definitely made it look easy. Well, no, let me stop. They didn't make it look easy. They're just good at it. They had some complaints, but then again, it is early access. But the game was selling so many copies that they had a hard time sell like Steam was basically fried for a bit. Like it took me a couple of
Right.
hours to actually get my copy of the game because I got it on release day and I had to wait. Like it was like error, come back later. We can't take your money right now.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. I think it sold a couple million copies, some crazy number. Um, for an early access game, I think the last game to really go that heavy that seemed niche like this was maybe like Baldur's Gate 3, but I don't know the exacts on that, and that's me just talking out my butt. But
Nice.
yeah, I I think I think Johnny, you'll have a lot of fun with this one. I think if you kind of enjoyed the first one, which I really believe you did, you're gonna love the hell out of this one.
Yeah, probably so.
It I was tripped out on how much story it was. It seemed like it was very story heavy in the beginning. Then there's this lady with she's a mutant lady who's peaceful, and she kind of just always hangs around you and always like randomly brings gifts. She has four legs and four arms,
Oh,
and then
lovely.
she does like ballet random. Like you'll wake up in the morning and look out, and she'll be like doing yoga and ballet off in the distance, and it's creepy because she runs very fast naturally. I mean, she's got four legs, and like she'll randomly like run towards you, and you just like don't know if you need to kill her. But you know she's been pretty peaceful. She gets caught up in the crossfire too. Like the other AI will bully her and like be beating her to death, and like it's
Back.
yeah, it gets pretty wild, man. But the highlight would let me know we're dealing with something special with this game is when the enemy picked up a dead enemy out of the fire and threw him at us like a flaming cannonball. That's what let me know we were dealing with some wild stuff here. Or when the enemies when we die, because we're trying to like sneak around and not take damage. Like if, of course, if you're losing a fight and you can get away, you're gonna get away. But instead of them chasing us, they just started destroying the camp. Like, what up, Destiny? What up, Des? Top it off. No, let me stop. But I whoo yeah. Oh God, the way they climb in the trees, bro. The
Oh
way
no.
the way they jump you, the way they faint and tumble roll if you're getting too many hits on them in a row. Um, the AI is no joke, and I'm tripping out because I anticipated getting better. Like you know what I mean? Like I could see them improving it, and that's scary.
I mean, they can only make it a better experience as the times goes on.
Ooh wee. Oh Lord, it's gonna be chaos, chaos, chaos. So, from what I've described and what I've ranted about, the forest. I mean, Sons of the Forest.
Very different.
Are you gonna get it?
Oh, of course. You know, I'm gonna get it regardless. But like now, you just make me want to get it even quicker. You know.
Like, bro, it's so. Oh, folks out there listening across the internet. I need you to know I'm terrified while I'm playing, but the only reason I was acting comfortable and cool and collected is because there were so many other people near me. But
Yeah, strength in numbers.
strength in numbers, man. It definitely it has a way of making you feel strong and like nothing can truly get you until all of a sudden you hear, "Oh, I'm down." "Oh, where did it come from?" "Oh, I'm down too." "Hey, can I get a quick res?" "Oh, you need a res?" "Oh no, but I'm down." Who's left? And it
Resume. I have the ray gun.
yeah, bro. But yes. What did you? So, how did you feel about the first Forest?
I think it's a good game, 100%. I like something I think that was really cool about it at the time was like, like as soon as you start the game, right? Um, the the cannibals, they don't even know you're really there.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, if you encounter them for the first time, then either you have to kill all of them in the party, or they'll run away and they'll tell their friends that, like, you're there. And there's like an anger meter or whatever, where it's like the longer time goes on or the more you do things, it's just like it makes them angry and angry until they're sending out like full like death squads to come get you. So I like how there was like this progressive, like, it's going to get worse but not purely just because time is evolving, but it's because like what you're doing is influencing that and making things go quicker. Like chopping trees, they don't like that. And as you see in this video here, we're chopping down quite a couple trees,
Oh yeah,
except for the tree of life over in the distance there.
the level of deforestation in this game, it ramps up dramatically. Um, in Sons of the Forest, but yeah, I'll continue.
Oh, we continue the tradition of deforestation.
100%. You can even destroy the roots, the tree stumps now.
Oh, I see. Does it give you like an extra log or something like it does?
No, it kind of just crumbles them into like it just crumbles them up. It turns into like just chunks and then it disappears. But it
Oh,
definitely gets
probably
rid of the eyesore.
for like building purposes, I guess, to get rid of.
Yeah, like to
Yeah.
make the land flat. Um what's wild is watching your things fall apart. Like because I think we only ran like one or two sessions in the forest. I only ran one or two sessions in the forest, the first one. And I don't know how the physics worked with the log built items, but while we were building, we had a tree. Somebody cut down a tree in the wrong direction, and it fell against the wall in the house. And some pieces broke, but it like broke in a realistic way. Like obviously, we didn't glue down these logs, so something heavier falling against it like knocked them over. So it like domino affected the the house and the wall because it was such a heavier object, and like you get to kind of reset the items, but some of them do need to be replaced. It was a pretty cool. I hope I'm describing it correctly, but yeah.
I know what you're saying.
So when you're gonna buy it?
Uh, pretty soon here. I mean, maybe after the show, I'll have to, move some numbers around and make it work.
Eee. So speaking of open-ended games, um, we've had an update to a StarCrossed Gamers classic. I feel like you can call it a classic now. It's been that many
Of
years.
course.
No Man's Sky has received another major update. I forgot what the exact update was called. But
Called Fractal.
Fractal. I was excited because it mentioned about streamlining and updating the VR mechanics of the game. So what's the first thing I did? Plug up and charge my damn Oculus Quest 2. Dusted it off. Make sure that everything was working. And then I had to sit for a while and update my meta thing and update Steam VR because, of course, I haven't used it in a while. And then I had to update No Man's Sky because, of course, it was a new update. And then I haven't updated in a while. And I logged in. It felt good. They revamped the ships. I always want to call it a dreadnought, but your what is your home base ship called?
Oh, what is it? Freighters?
Yeah, your thank you, freighter. They updated the freighters. Um, like I was confused because I thought I lost everything. I was like, did they really update the game and destroy everything I've earned and owned, like that was stored on the freighter? But no. So like when you log back in, if you haven't yet, everything's
I
been
have.
okay.
It
So
scared me too. Don't worry.
okay. So I haven't played it with my controller or mouse and keyboard yet. My only experience in No Man's Sky as of late has been in VR. How does it? What have you thought of the update so far?
I like it. I think the freighter renovation or whatever, I think is like a different update. We haven't played it in a while,
It's been a long
but
time for me.
yeah, it was a while for me as well. But Fractal in particular, it looks. I don't really think it adds too much for non VR stuff. I'd have to look over the patch notes again or something. But like, after us not playing for a while and then returning, so like cumulative all the updates, it does look like there's a lot of stuff that's different, and I do like that.
I know the last thing I experienced, I want to say was maybe 2 updates ago. And it's funny because they actually have quite a bit of updates. I've always been happy that Sean Murray and the team didn't give up on No Man's Sky, because they definitely, and I've said this plenty of times, they definitely had every, not reason to, but it would have been understood. Like it's actually surprising that they stood behind the game the way they did, the way everything was received and the way it all went. So to know that we're like well over 15 major updates, um and each major update comes with, whether it's lore, whether it's function, whether it's missions, like uh ways to interact with the world. Like you can manage and run a whole city, which I'm not creative enough. So I there's a weird part of me that wants to make a fresh game. I There's a larger part that doesn't, because I know it's gonna be forever and 10 years before I get as much resources as I have now, just because it's literal years of playing the game, and then like some random moments where somebody was feeling generous. I
Oh, the ship AI cores.
Yeah, dudes just dropping them in inventories. It's probably easier to come across money and resources now, but the idea of hitting the refresh button and just starting anew seems ridiculous, because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit a moment where it's like, oh, let me just go grab this, and then I don't have it, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
furious. Or, oh, let me just trade for this ship. It's only 300,000 units. Oh, you only have 20,000 units. Like, what? I'm poor. No. Oh, that's
If you
one
want
thing.
to,
That's one thing that's missing. I don't know if you can see on screen yet. I know it's a delay and I'm not screen sharing. I'm sorry. But they don't have a way to collect water yet, outside of the 3D, like using the turtle shells. I thought that would have been such a simple thing to do, but you can't. It's not there yet. But then again, the game isn't early access for the forest. I'm sorry, but back to No Man's Sky. Keep going.
um, if you wanted a new game experience, well, you should do this anyway for the rewards or whatever. But they have the expedition going on right now. That's the reason
Oh,
I downloaded the update, because they have a helmet that's basically looks like Darth Vader.
oh shit.
And you know me, I mean, that was just like I have to, you know. Um, and the whole like focus of this particular expedition is like they spawn you in this star system, and they want you to build a base on each planet, um, in like the system. And I like
Oh,
it.
have
It's
you completed it yet?
I did. I sat down and got it all done in one session.
Damn. How long did it take you? A couple hours?
5 hours in total.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
But once again, to get 5 hours of content and an update of a game that's been out, like, and that's one aspect of it. That's not even all the update. Like it
It would have been quicker if I did the same task on my regular character, you know? It's
Oh
the
yeah.
fact that you're starting out and you don't have the resources and you don't have like the tech to expedite the processes and stuff. Um, it's definitely using your lack of stuff to pad the game time, which is fine.
Yeah, because
But
got to expand it. But keep going. I'm sorry.
yeah, but I absolutely like as soon as I like hit the threshold, it's like, congratulations, you completed the expedition. Instantly logged out and went back to the main character to because that's what you have to do if you end up doing the expedition is once you unlock all the stuff and like the expedition character, you have to go into your other guy, go to the anomaly, and you have to redeem the rewards that you just unlocked on that other character on your other guy to
Ah,
at one of like the, I don't know, stores or whatever, to get it on your main character.
you know what? I think one thing that's kind of outside of, I just have 1.5 million either 100 hour plus games or a bunch of open ended games to play, but the difficulty I run into with the VR, not that it's bad, it's just difficult. Um, and it's difficult to a point to where I don't have the time to fully get into it. And then it's not like, oh, let me just put the controller down. Oh, it's let me take off my headset, let me slide off the cuffs to make sure I'm not throwing my damn controllers against everything, and then let me like get the wire from around me that's plugging it into the computer because my computer's on my right side, and the plug for the high powered USB C thing is it on the left hand side. So it just, you get what I'm saying? Like it's not like, I think at Elden Ring I can kind of find a corner to kind of set the controller down and just be cool for a second and go take care of whatever I need to take care of, whether it's make sure kids okay or my wife needs help. But with the VR, there's just so many extra steps to do anything, and then on top of that, when I'm flying in space, it's touchy. It's not horrible. It's way better than what it used to be because I remember with the update, I feel like I can dogfight a little better, but I it just I almost wish I could still use a controller. I haven't tried, but I wish I could use a controller with it while being in the VR, and I'd probably enjoy it a lot better. But maybe I just need to get good. I feel like I'm whining.
Future is now.
I know the future is now. God, just hurry up and full dive tech me in. Like, sheesh.
Man, I didn't play the game for long, like after that, because I was kind of just focused on getting the expedition done. But I really want to go back and do more space piracy.
Mmm.
I love the fact that they made that a feature.
It is super dope. And then like you're all hated by certain units or certain
Yeah,
species.
like -200 relation with the Gek, like negative, not even zero. It goes backwards too.
I still think it's freaking hilarious that the Gek are the most innocent looking turtle creatures, but they're the bane of the past of the galaxy. Like it.
It sounds like you have like a crusade going against turtles right
it.
now.
I will say that the turtles in Sons of the Forest are definitely on site meals.
Oh gosh, don't let
No,
Des hear this.
no hesitation. The turtles are definitely not gonna make it. Um, and I don't have beef with them in No Man's Sky, but it is just hilarious that like lore wise, they are like the evil imperial past.
Yeah. Don't
And
you play a Gek on, like,
no,
isn't your
no,
character?
my dude's just fat.
Oh,
Thanks
okay.
for shaming me.
Oh
Um,
my. Hey, listen, helmets tend to hide this stuff.
yeah, see, so guys, you get to create your character, and whenever I can make my character like as close to me as possible, I usually do. So in No Man's Sky, my character has always been a heavy set, kind of tall humanoid with a really round belly, and it's freaking hilarious. I love it. When Johnny just called me a gag.
Listen, I remember watching you try to do the Macarena or something with the
Oh, in the
VR.
VR. Crap, that was cool. And then, okay, like being able to get in and out of your ship by having to lift your hatch is freaking it's the little stuff that makes it epic.
No, of course. Like that's what No Man's Sky is really good at, is like the small things.
Oh man. I Yeah, I'm about to play it on the controller. But then I want to play Sons of the Forest. But then I want to
W-
play. But then I want to.
See, that's the problem. What are you gonna boot up after this?
That is the real. And then I gotta go watch freaking The Last of Us. And then I got work in the morning. I gotta get to the gym. But I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like a rough struggle.
It's. Oh,
See, the time sacrifices are real.
bro, it's it's so damn silly. Like there's so many games I want to play, and then I'm only like 2 or 3 hours into Atomic Heart. I think I've made it to the first boss. And the only reason I feel like I've made it to the first boss is because they started giving me a bunch of ammo, and then there was a save room. And then I told my wife, I was like, "Oh, after I get to this next save room, I'll take a break." And I haven't been back since that break. It's been 2 days now.
I mean, that's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes. Oh, I totally threw a rock at you. Um, oh, Yobi, you played No Man's Sky, bro? It. I was. I have a collector's edition for the PlayStation 4 version of No Man's Sky. Um, I put about 100 plus hours into like the original version. Um, I was the first time taking off from a planet and like blasting off through the atmosphere and getting out into space was it's still such a mind-blowing experience for me. Like I still haven't gotten over that experience. It's still every time I do it I'm like holy crap. Or even just like how it works in like I don't know what the technical or the scientific term for it is, but just the idea of like, oh, I need to get to this part of the planet. But if I go within the atmosphere as fast as I can take this ship, it would take me 20 real minutes. But if I just go out into space and then hit the boosters and then fly to that region of the planet and re-enter the atmosphere, it'll be 10 seconds. I don't know if that would be relativity, but um freaking amazing. And
Yeah,
like man, I love me some No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky is like just it's one of those games that you can just dump like 100 hours in, and it's just like, what did I just do that?
So we're gonna go back and play No Man's Sky, huh?
Well, I have the HMS Imperial Glory has well, actually it's like broken or something the because like on the ships, the freighters now, like instead of like walking up, there's the teleport, right? And I guess the way I built my base before, like the entrance where the staircase used to be, like has stuff clipping in and out, and it's a little more janky right now.
Mm.
But I didn't want to take the time to fix it. But um, I assume I'm gonna have to sit down and really fight the system because of these changes. But I'm still looking forward to it because No Man's Sky is it's a fun game. Like I have my Darth Vader helmet. I have a cape. I mean, I literally look like Darth Vader now.
See, I
I even have a Star Destroyer.
it you know what ended up happening? What slowly peeled me away from No Man's Sky was I got left behind in a lot of stuff, and it felt like there's so much to do now because I didn't follow the updates. That now it feels overwhelming. So in my head, I'm like, I'd rather just kind of fly around space now. Even though that's more than an option. Like that's just something you could do. You don't have to participate in all the updates and everything that it offers. But there's just so much more to the game now.
I,
And
I oh sorry.
oh no, and I was just gonna say it's kind of jarring for me, and it puts me in like a shock, a state of shock where I'll be like, let me just put the game down. It's no longer for me. And I think that also adds to my lack of actively playing it. Same reason I won't go back to Destiny.
Yeah. Um, I just sent you a link of what the helmet looks like.
Oh, dude. Yeah, for real. It's definitely a Vader helmet.
Yeah, I mean, like they're not subtle with it either.
Mm-mm.
But then they put the Mass Effect ship in. Like they should just partner with Star Wars already. Come on.
I know. Do you know? I still don't have a living ship. I have a living gun, but I think that was just a design. It wasn't like they set that in. Like my gun looks like it doesn't look like nothing out of High on Life, but it looks like it's made from alien parts, like a creature, and not so much
Yeah,
like metal.
yeah, I know what you mean. I don't have a living ship either. Like, I mean, I know people are like super crazy about them, but like, I'd rather have like my little, X-wing.
Yeah, I got to go back in because I also want to get a freaking Star Destroyer. I still don't have one. My
I
dr-
remember us sitting together on one of the sessions. We were just constantly jumping around the systems.
and then
I
finally,
got mine,
mm-hmm.
and then you got yours, but then it crashed or something,
Yeah,
or
it
like
glitched me into a wall, and I couldn't get out, and I couldn't break it because it was in my ship, and the only thing I could do was reset, and I hadn't saved yet, so I ended up resetting and then not being able to get the ship again because it was random generated moment, and it took the sail out of my wings or the wind out of my sails.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's three different versions of it, so like, I think you'll be fine.
I,
Oh, but let me just complain really quickly about something that it just popped into my head. I hate the drones. What are they called?
the
The
Sentinels.
Sentinels. Oh my God. They're so annoying. I hate it, and I hate them. They're like animals. I'll
I
slaughter them like animals.
I will say that system. I wonder if it's almost outdated now.
Yeah,
Do
because like
like
they kind of operate like the GTA wanted system, right? You
where
get
it's just
another
so
car.
annoying.
Yeah,
Like the animal attack you, but then as soon as you attack the animal, now the sentinels are alerted, and it's like, mm-mm.
you could be in like the underground tunnels and grab like one of those pearl things, and it's just like, oh, now you're wanted.
Yeah, that is a really good comparison. The sentinels comparing them to the GTA police wanted system because they are
I mean,
machine.
that's yeah, I think it's literally but based on that. Like each wave, you get a new star or whatever, up to 5.
And then all of a sudden, you get to get the memory cores from the giant Titan dudes, or the
Yep.
AT-ATs, or not the AT-ATs. What are they? The
Oh, like the giant walkers that
yeah, the
finally
walkers. There
come.
you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Dude,
Oh
I don't
god.
even think I own a mech.
They're pretty cheap to make.
Yeah,
Like
I know, but that just shows you how deep, how far behind I am.
I think that's a relatively like old one now.
Yeah,
Um but it's alright. Like, the Empire that we can provide, and we have the vast resources to draw upon.
and oh, or even like how outdated my warp portals are. Like now, going back to like older parts of the start of the systems in the game. It's like everything's super outdated. Um,
That's what I thought as well, but that's actually not the case.
oh really?
Like they like retroactively update existing stars
Oh no shit.
because I don't know if you remember this, but when I first started playing with you and I was like, I don't want to leave the home system. You remember this?
Yes.
That star system in particular, like I don't know what we called it, but I like named all the planets after Star Wars planets.
Yep.
Um, that's like I still keep that as like my home world or whatever. Like I have a station on each of the planets or whatever. And on one of those planets in that star system, they somehow added it to like one of like those towns popped up, you
Oh,
know?
that's dope.
Yeah, it's really cool. I forget how that happened. Like either it was part of like a quest chain or I had one of those items where it's like discover a random town, like those charts. But point being like they can add the content back in and I loved it. I think you would like the build like the town. It's not like a hands-on building experience or anything. It's
See, that's what I need because if it comes down to me crafting my home, it's a simple
no.
thing of like, here is a floor, here is enough floor space to add the necessary items, here is the necessary items, here are the walls to enclose those necessary items, and here is whatever form of roof I can make for to cover the top of necessary items.
Yeah, it doesn't incorporate the building system. What it does, it's kind of like an idle game where it's like you go into like the office, you have like an office and then like the computer is where you do all this. It's like you get it's like there's a new building slot, Do you want to put a house here and it'll give you these benefits? Or do you want to put like a market? Like it has every decision is just like a either or. Like either you can do this or you can do that. Or there's like sometimes you'll walk into the office and it's like these two residents are having a dispute. Do you want to side with him and he'll give you nanites, or do you
Oh,
want
see,
to
I like that.
side with the other guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really simple.
I can do that. I see
Yeah,
that's what I'm about, and I think I want to go back in and do that.
I think they
And
know.
yeah, right. They
They
built that
know
for me.
exactly.
And
I think it's
Yobi, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that like I think they've done a lot of market research on like they know people that can't build whole towns.
Yeah, I'm just, and it's funny because my breakdown on it is I'm just not that creative. Like I could see the function in a lot of things that people build, but it's hard for me to actually set that up myself. Like I can't see that far. Um,
Are you saying you can't build our island fortress in Valheim?
no, like that's no. I'm not that guy. But Yobi, you're absolutely right. No Man's Sky 2, at this point, I wouldn't want to see it. I feel like it would have if they did do something like that, it would have a rough launch like Destiny 2 did. Like you kind of should have just built off of it instead of doing like a hard wipe and reset and taking away things people enjoyed and then trying to add something new. Like I would rather them just continuously build onto what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those games where you just can tack new stuff on. You don't need a new
Yeah,
game for anything.
it's been a while since I played it with a controller, so I'm kind of excited to get back into it with a controller because, like I said, my all my recent plays of No Man's Sky have been VR, and it's not bad. It's just, whew, like I was
It
crashing
it
so
can be
much.
intense.
Yeah, like trying to land because you have to do everything. You can. It still has that automated landing system, but you still have to make sure to do it all correctly, and it's a little hard when you're the one controlling the thrusters and the angle of your ship. Like even though you do that in game, but when you're doing it with your with your hands, it's an
Yeah,
experience.
I know
Uh,
what you mean. It's almost as if you'd be like trying to play like it's like Star Wars Squadrons or something, where it's like it's like the in-depth flying and all this like
yes,
power
yes,
management
yep.
systems, and it's just like what the heck?
It all kicks up, and it's like, yeah, I'm not built for that. Oh yeah, the day and night cycle. That'll forever. That's forever epic. And then all the different weather systems, and it's just it's so dope. the different biomes. But folks, we're at that point. I like you guys heard me complain about recently. I have a lot of first world problems to deal with, such as do I play a bunch of video games and then watch The Last of Us, or do I watch The Last of Us and then try and play a bunch of video games? And then it's like, well, what time do I stop playing video games? And it just, ugh,
Struggle is real
the
for a
struggle
lot
is
of
real.
people.
But yes, Johnny, got any final thoughts?
Yes, watch Bad Batch, uh, because that's a show that's going on right now. A lot of filler this season, which is kind of crazy, but the there are some episodes that they sprinkle in with the actual story, and it's fantastic.
Hmm. Johnny enjoying current and modern Star Wars stuff. Hell
Well,
hath
like I
frozen
said,
over.
like I said, the filler is killer.
Hell hath frozen over. It snowed in my town the other day, so I know. And then Johnny's enjoying modern Star Wars. We are in for dark times. Um,
What is it? 6 more weeks of winter.
oh Lord. He has definitely seen his shadow. But folks, this has been StarCrossed Gamers and Yobi. Yes, we will definitely talk more about No Man's Sky because we're going to be playing more No Man's Sky. So we definitely got to cover that. Maybe we can lean in that direction. Maybe even we'll go live with it. There's a bunch of stuff we can do. And really appreciate you hanging out. I almost said Tavana. Much love, Des. Much love, Fame. I appreciate you guys and anybody else out there watching. If you're lurking away, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We will be doing more of this. There will be more late night leveling, and daytime leveling whenever I can in the daytime. A lot of news going up on the site, which you can find all your gaming news from lv1gaming.com. And hopefully we hear back from the E3 people so we can get our approval and go cover that good stuff. A couple months. It's crazy. We're already at the end of February. I don't know. January and February felt kind of long, but now I'm ranting. But I'm Baron J67.
I'm also Baron J67.
And it's been real. Much love. Peace.
Adios.